Well, good morning, everybody. This is DearMamaSal on a cloudy Tuesday morning. We're talking about 16 degrees in Celsius, which I think is about 60. It is 60 Fahrenheit. And as usual, we're talking about love, life, and other problems, or challenges, or opportunities, depending on how you look at it. You know, yesterday we were talking a bit about time management and how we use our time. And I really must say that I'm glad I spoke about it, because it's nice, obviously, when people write and tell me that they needed it as well, but I really needed it for myself. I'd love to tell you that, you know, I have good time management and good focus, but I think, you know, I don't. I, like the rest of you, I only have so many hours in a day, and if I get caught up with social media, then or whatever, I end up losing out somewhere else. And it was interesting because last night I had 2 videos I needed to get up. One was the one from the weekend, which I didn't get up on Sunday. And then there was the one from yesterday's drive. And what I realized was that I also needed to eat. But I really did a good job, because I started by eating. And the reason I did that is because I really did believe I needed what I call a solid meal. You know, with I made turkey with mashed potato and gravy and peas. Now, that probably sounds like a lot of work for a Monday evening, but I already had the turkey frozen, and the gravy was already frozen. I just put it in the blender to get it all constituted nicely again. And so it really didn't take as long as it sounds, and it was so good. And the reason that I needed to start with that was because if I didn't, I would have ended up either not eating properly or eating completely junk food, because I was so busy. And so I started with the most important thing. Remember, we were talking about the 7 habits of highly effective people. Eating a proper meal was my number 1 priority. And after that came the vlogs. And each time I had to wait for the vlog to do the next thing, I got off my butt and went and cleaned and tidied up and did stuff around my house, instead of all the other things that I could do and stay seated. And because of that, I got a good few steps in for the day, and also my house looked a lot better when I'd finished. Now, it doesn't look good, but it's looking a lot better. I've just realized I left my vacuum cleaner in my living room. Yeah, I might be moving it tonight. There was a reason why, and that was because I had one more carpet to do, a rug to do, before I put it into the next room. And I just realized I never got to that. But at least if anybody comes to visit, they will see that I'm a clean person, or working on it. That's quite funny. So I ended up getting a lot achieved yesterday. And I really am glad that I did it the way that I did. Now, of course, today is Tuesday, And for those of you who are long-time viewers, you know that Tuesday is my poutine day, which has absolutely no health benefit whatsoever. And definitely isn't a solid meal, but it's Tuesday. It's what I eat on Tuesday. And I can quite understand why so many people are finding fast food easier and quicker to prepare, if you know what I mean. And until they make fast food way more expensive than real food, I think it will continue. Now, is buying poutine way more expensive than making it yourself? Yes, I guess it is. But as long as it remains at the price that it is, I don't mind. So what I wanted to talk about is, I've always said, and I'm not sure if I've got it up in my quotes, but I've always said that the only people who can use time management diaries are people who don't need them. Now, what I mean by that is that if you are organized enough to use a time management diary, if your brain is sequential enough, you know, you can do things one after the other in the right order and not get distracted. If you are capable of that, you actually are the sort of person who uses a time management diary, and also the sort of person that gets an awful lot done in a day. I'm not in that category. I'm in the category of the person who actually makes lists of my lists. I wonder if any of you fall into that category as well. But you know what I've noticed is, you remember when I moved my broadcasting out of my living room and into my back bedroom? What I did was I started to stick different goals up on my wall in front of me, things that I'm working on, and I needed to let you know that I'm slowly but surely getting through them, and I'm actually quite surprised. I think I took 3 off the wall yesterday because they're done. Let me think what they were. I needed to set up affiliation programs with Amazon.com and Amazon.ca, and I still have one left there, which is Amazon.uk. I would like to get an affiliation link for. There was another technical thing that I had to do that I've done. I can't remember what it was now, but I know I pulled that off the wall. And then, by the way, I do use magic tape so that it comes off the wall easily. But there was something else that I pulled off the wall, and I was quite surprised because they were all difficult things for me to get my mind around. So the fact that I'd done them was quite impressive. So that's the other thing. Are you keeping your goals in front of you? Because I do believe, and I used to say this years and years and years ago, and I need to go back to saying it again because it definitely is true. If you write a goal down and stick it up in front of you, even though you think you're not doing anything about it, subconsciously your mind's seeing it all the time. I know what the other thing was. The other thing was to get myself prepared to make t-shirts for my loyal viewers. They've been calling for t-shirts for a long time, and I tried to do it last year and didn't. And this year, my retirement present to myself is a machine that will help me do that. So it is my goal to have learnt that skill in time for our 4th anniversary, which will be August the 25th, and to be able to start making special gifts for my loyal viewers.